Hello, good morning and welcome. This is forexforsteadyprofits.com. We use the Commitment of Traders report and the RSI to time our entry into the markets. And I'll show you the Commitment of Traders report and show how we use it on the charts. Okay, I'll just take you there now. Okay, this is the Commitment of Traders report in a graph form. So as we can see the history and the positions of the commercials here in red and the speculators in green. And what we're looking for is the commercials to take an opposite position to the speculators in an extreme position. As you can see from the past, whenever this has happened, you've had a sell-off. And what I use then is the RSI to time my positions in. We've had this really large divergence here, and I can go back years, and it's sort of like an extreme position. So I'm expecting to see a very big sell-off, but we use the RSI just to time the position in. Okay, so this is the Australian dollar US dollar chart for the same period, and we were looking for the Australian dollar to short against the US dollar, and from the from the RSI chart we put a trend line up, and when we got a break, we actually went short, and we got this nice move down here. The RSI came down, it sort of went up again, and we got another high there which got broken, and we got this very big move down, and then we had another move back up, and we got a sell signal here which gave us another move back down. On the Members Center, I do a divergence chart. I've got a divergence calculator which I use on the crosses, and the crosses give us a slightly better result, I believe. But anyway, that's the way I use the CFTC and the RSI combined to give me my entry positions. And we'll be looking at that over the coming weeks. I've updated the pairs with the new ratios from the Commitment of Traders, which very sadly it's sort of from last Tuesday, so it's a little bit squiffed. I've taken 2 trades off my AUD USD. The ratio has lowered. It's gone to 3.19 to 1. And I preferred it better on a cross. So I thought the crosses looked better. I've got 2 trades in profit. We also have the candles here making a lower low, and the RSI is making a higher high. And I thought I'd step back from that for the week. And as I said, I put some money on a cross, which I thought looked a bit better. There is a very good chance this is actually broken a little bit below the support. So the Australian dollar should really go down, but I don't like the fact of this RSI making a higher high and the candles making a lower low. So there you go. That's just me. We'll see how it goes. Eventually this is going to go down about another 400 pips, I believe, but we'll wait and see what the Commitment of Traders say on Friday. Euro dollar. A little bit of good news out for the euro this morning. We have a short ratio of 1.57 to 1, which isn't that high, but in percentage terms it is a high percentage move over a 5 or a 12 month, sorry, a 5 year or a 12-month period. We've just gone up now, and we've just touched the 50 on the RSI, which is slightly below it, and the candle is up at weekly resistance at about the 117 mark. It might go a little bit higher than this, but I expect it to turn back down. Another thing that's happened on Friday, in the last 5 minutes of trading, the euro dollar had a down candle, but the Australian dollar US dollar had an up candle, showing sentiment, I thought. and that was another reason why I got out of my AUD USD trade. Uh, here we have a little bit of a turn up. I think this is a fairly decent sell position, but I'm going to hang fire until a bit later in the week. New Zealand dollar, US dollar, we've come down to recent lows. The commercials have a greater long position than they did last week. So basically, I think this is looking a bit done. The RSI has made a higher high. The candles are a bit higher high here. It does look to me like the position is weakening. I think if I'd had it from the top all the way down, I think I'd be fairly happy at this point. Pound USD is basically sideways movement. The commercials have a short ratio of 1.07 to 1, which is the same as last week, I believe. Very small. I am expecting this to continue to the downside. So we'll see how that goes later in the week. We are below the 50 on the RSI of 45,400. So see where that goes. USD CAD. We have we came up off this support here. We've come back down a little bit, and now it's starting to continue up. We've got a commercials ratio of 2.9 to 1 short for the Canadian dollar. So that's long for the pair. I think that's slightly reduced on last week, but I'm expecting to see more strength in this pair. This is a new one for me because it got to the point where there was absolutely nothing in it, and you know, I didn't really want to give a decision on it. It's actually gained, it's weakened over the last few weeks, and now we're expecting to see some strength in the Swiss franc. It has a commercial long ratio of 7.02 to 1, which weeks back it had got a very weak position, 1.5 short or long. But I've got a trade in basically at entry at the moment. We have a historic monthly turning point just above it, so I've got a good high resistance position just above it, and I'm expecting weakness. We're in at about 57 on the RSI, and we are slightly pointing down, and I expect strength in the Swiss franc to unfold in the coming weeks. As it does, obviously, I'll be adding to my shorts. USD, Japanese yen. We've had a little bit of an upturn this morning, so my trade is slightly at a loss. There's a commercial ratio of 4.01 to 1 long. I believe that is slightly increased from last week. For the Japanese yen, so that's short for the pair. Pointing up on the RSI. I'm just waiting for weakness. As this comes down and we go into profit, I'll be putting stops in and adding to my my short trades. Silver. The commitment traders for silver looked fairly bearish as it has been for 9 months. So I am expecting a good turn down on this pair. We're below the 50 on the RSI. It's been bouncing up and down a little bit, but I do expect it to start turning down. Obviously, as it turns down, I'll be following through with my shorts. So that's it for today. I've got a bit more work to do before I can do the members video updating the CFTC positions, etc. So okay, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully see you again tomorrow. Bye.